My brother and his wife were expecting a baby earlier this year. They live across the country and asked family not to stay in their home for the first 2 weeks after the birth so they could adjust, though visitors during the day were welcome. Before telling our parents, my brother asked for my advice because he worried they'd blame his wife. I told him to be honest and make it clear to them it was a joint decision. The next day, my mom called me upset, saying she felt unwanted, calling my sister-in-law selfish, and saying my brother needed to grow a pair. I reassured her they wanted visitors and suggested my parents stay in a hotel since they could easily afford it. She became increasingly emotional, then started bringing up unrelated old issues and compared me to my narcissistic aunt. So I found an excuse to end the call. I texted my brother to let him know mom wasn't taking it well and was blaming his wife, so he could be prepared. He then spoke to both our parents to set boundaries. It apparently went badly. Right afterwards, my dad called and asked if I'd spoken to my brother. When I admitted I had, he yelled that I had no right to tell my brother what mom had said and kept repeating, "Our fault for trusting you," louder every time I tried to respond. Afterwards, I wrote my parents a letter explaining I was tired of the yelling, criticism, and how they treated my brother and me like children. Mom ignored almost everything in the letter, accused me of betraying her trust, blamed me for the fallout with my brother, and hasn't spoken to me since March. Dad asked for time, then reached out in June saying he wanted to repair things. We talked recently, and I showed him, with my brother's permission, the text I had actually sent. Dad admitted he'd assumed the worst and mishandled things. I thought we were making progress until he asked why I hadn't cleared things up sooner. I said I was hurt, wasn't thinking clearly, and had respected his request for space. He asked for more time, then later texted that he loved me but didn't want to keep arguing over who was right or wrong, and that we both needed to move towards each other. Otherwise, he can't keep trying to resolve this. And even his best friend that I'm selfish and a liar, the same thing she called me growing up. I know she won't talk to me unless I apologize first. My brother and friends say I've done nothing wrong, but I feel guilty for upsetting my parents.